Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to use the rig really quick. So here is the master control. It's this red null object at the bottom. You can use this to move the entire character around. So this is the master. Next is the eye control. It's virtually the same thing. You use this null object, you can move the eyes around on the face. We don't really need to use that much, just because of the way this rig is set up, but just in case. This is the head control. This is one of the more important ones. So this has something called head turn. So this will turn the head left and right. It goes from values from 1 to 20. 10 is looking straight forward. If we move this all the way down to 1, he will look towards the left. And if we move it up to 20, towards the right. And 10 again is straight in the middle. This will also move the hat and beard as well. Next is the eye control. This will change the expression of the eyes. So it goes through 1 through 10 different shapes. We can change the value to pick different eye shapes. And next is a blink. So blink is just values 1 through 3. First is the first eyelid, lower, closed. Alright, next we have hat. So there are two different ones. There's one called hat, one called hat puppet. So the hat is linked to the head in the head turn. So when we use the turn to turn the hat, it goes along with it. So what we want to make sure is if we want to use the puppet, we have to turn the regular hat off. So what we can do is, this is the hat puppet. We can turn the puppet on, and this is the regular hat. We turn this one off. And so what will happen is that this hat will show up. We can select any of the pins and they will all show up. So puppet pins we can use to make it more organic and more cloth-like for animating. So we can move the hat and edit it in a more cloth-like way. Okay, and when we're done we have to turn it off. So I'm turning the puppet off and the regular hat on. Next is a beard, same thing, beard puppet and beard. So same thing, we would turn the puppet one on, regular one off. And that way when we go to our beard puppet, we can edit the puppet pins and move the beard around. Same thing, when we're done with that, we have to turn the puppet off, beard on. Okay, next we have a head. This one we can just rotate if we need to. He needs to turn his head. And now we're getting into the arms. We can rotate those. Same with the forearm, rotate the forearm. And then the hands. So the hands are a little bit different. Same thing, you can rotate them. But there's something called front back control. So what this is if we want the arm to go in front or behind the body. So right now it's on. So when I move the arm, it will go in front of the body. If I turn this off, when I move the arm, it will go behind the body. There's also something called time remapping. So time remapping we use to change the shape of the hand. If we go values 0 through 2, I think, when we change those, the hand shape changes. So I can pick a different hand shape. And next, same thing with the other arms. This also has timer mapping and front-back control. The torso is similar where we just rotate it. Hips have the same thing. The hips are more of the bottom of the robe. So with the puppet, we just would edit the ends of that if we need to make them go out or wave in the wind or whatever we need to do. And then the foot control is a little bit different. So what we want to do for this is we're still going to rotate them, but you'll see they rotate a little bit different than what you'd think. So the reason they rotate like this is because we actually want the feet to stay on the floor. So these are actually in the wrong spot. Alright, so we want them to stay on the floor when we rotate them. So when I rotate, I want the foot to stay in the same spot because if they're sliding around, it won't look good. So if I rotate it here, I would rotate the leg back into the robe, and then we would move the robe over the knee to make it look good. I can show you that really quick. So we want the puppet on, regular off, hip puppet, select any of the pins, and I can move those over. Oops. Over the knee. And I'm just going undo. And then we can rotate the legs. Wherever we need to. And that's it.